صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان، وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملا الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بإجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.
كيف ممكن توصف شعور؟ ما في كلام يوصفه. مشاعر ما يلزمها وصف. لما تحس بشعور جديد كل اللي عليك تسمح له يقودك.
في قلب الدوحة هناك موقع ينطلق فيه علن النظر نحو البحر، جوهرة معمارية صممت خصيصا لمن يسعون خلف التميز كل يوم وكل لحظة. جزيرة الفخامة فيها أسلوب حياة، شقق متميزة ومتنوعة بمساحاتها، من أطول ممشى تجاري مكيف في العالم إلى أطول موقف سيارات تحت الأرض، ومن ملعب الجولف إلى جمال الممشى البحري وإلى روعة الهدوء. جزيرة جيوان، فخامة، تألق.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
Doctor. I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
إمكانياتك معروفة، وبعدين الطريق كان صعب وطويل.
اختلف وشديد التأثير.
طحت وايد وكل مرة ترجع توقف.
Silence the noise. Run through it.
Every doubt is a reason to push forward. Every runner has their own voice. You don't need a finish line. You just need to move. But together, we move forward.
This marathon, run your own race.
The Labay app, your smart platform for managing your healthcare services at HAMAD Medical Corporation. To register, download the Labay app from the App Store. Log in using your Qatar National Authentication ID. Enable fingerprint or facial recognition for easy login. Then enable notifications to receive appointment alerts and changes. With the app, you can view upcoming medical appointments with ease, reschedule or cancel appointments with just one step, view your medical file, test results, and prescriptions, self-assess your health using artificial intelligence technology. Labay, your smart platform for better healthcare.
It's the Father Amir's Equestrian Prix. We find ourselves at the beginning of a truly dramatic day of sport. We are here in the final week of this historic tour, and while the giants of the 5-star division are currently readying themselves for an evening of truly memorable moments. We are opening today's competition with our 3-star 1m45 with a prize fund of €29,000. That is what is up for grabs, with the winner taking a third of that. It's a pure test of rhythm and nerve in every class, but here in this 1-round speed, every fraction of every second is currency. We have some big names joining us in this 3-star. The lines are tight, the ground is fast. We will have a look at the course as the first couple go through, and the start over a white vertical. That's sort of towards the big screen and the pocket. We finish over the Doha Equestrian Tour purple vertical over by the VVIP area. Geoffrey Pook starting us. He jumps that first fence. It's a vertical, as we say, with slight dog leg then to the second fence. Our Oxer with the first of our backhanded turn, left rein over fence 3. There's another Oxer with a gap down to fence 4, the vertical. It's a 7 or 8 strider down to fence number 5, 8 strides then to fence number 6. As we take the left-hand turn, he cuts in between this and fence number 12 with 5 strides down to the double. The Oxer is cleared. It's a 1-stride Oxer vertical out. Fence number 9, the Oxer is cleared. So far, so good. We're into the final stretch now, the second combination on course. Vertical Oxer out, the reverse of the first of the combinations. One from home, great start for the rider representing Austria, riding a gelding Lavisto clear, 69.88, a good start for the Pathfinder here this morning. We'll be really pleased with that. Well, a very good morning. 64 have entered. In fact, it will be 62. 2 non-starters here this morning. 20 nationalities represented, with that prize fund once again of €29,000. The challenge set here today by the German course designer Peter Schumacher, leading the team with a time allowed of 77 seconds. We turn our attention to the second partnership. Well, that is the turn of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Abdulaziz Fahad Al-Eid. He rides Q-laden, this Belgian warm-blood stallion. This is by Presley Boy. It's a 10-year-old, a knockdown of fence number 3. The front rail down. Seven strides there. 7 or 8 to the 5 to 6 line. The doubles quite close together, so we have our double at 8 and then 9 the Oxer, and then another double. Interestingly, in that reverse direction then. Lots of twists, lots of turns, and lots of technical challenges here for this opening competition of day number 2, with just the 1 from home for the second rider, with a total of 8 falls, 2 Oxers down, clears the last fence, but also exceeds our time allowed. So the time allowed set at 77 seconds. It's 11 in total, 8 for jumping and 3 for time. So 2 down and plenty to go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the jumping ahead. Height of 1m45 as we go to a rider that was top 4 in the this exact competition last Friday. He then went on to place 5th in the 5-star jumping, that jump off class. He goes with Dorette Old, a mare that's experienced mare. Riding this for Brazil, Marlon Mondolo Zanotelli. Last week also had a top 10 performance in the 155 star on day number 1. He means business. And yesterday, 2 top 5 performances in the 3-star 2 phase and also that 155 star. Moving well. With that turn, so many turns. Beautiful track. In and out of the double. With the dog leg to fence 9. Right rein turn to the next double. Landing at 65 seconds. Won't be good enough to go into the lead. And into time penalties now, so keeps them all up at 79.87 is the time, of which that incurs 3 time penalties for the moment. Well, after 3 uninterrupted rounds, the course designer, in consultation with the ground jury, may adjust the time allowed. I think it's pretty fair, but we'll just have to see if they wish to extend that out a little bit. There's 2 riders that now picked up time penalties. But again, first class out today, they may be using this as a bit of experience. But as the bell has rung for the next partnership, time allowed will be remaining at 77 seconds. We go to Rica Belinda Parker, Empire SBK, the Sangaside Stallion. It's by Elvis de Pooch, the Contino's Head Dam, a 10-year-old. Really enjoying her time out here in Qatar. The wonderful hospitality and the hosts here in Doha. And Alshaqab really putting on a spectacle for both spectators but also for our riders. They just love coming out here, escaping the winter in Europe. No issues with time here, landing after the second double in 54 seconds. Needs a quick turn and a final push over that final fence with the time to beat of 69.88. Clears that, and we have our new leader taking 1.5 seconds off what was the leading time. Rica Belinda Parker into the lead now for Denmark, Empire SBK. The speed, the precision, the accuracy, all there for Belinda. Correction, Rica Belinda Parker. Well, starting his round there, Max Kuhner for Austria. EIC Cornets lady, this mare, 9 years old by Kornoblinski. But this is the rider that was in all the glory last night in the 5-star, the big feature class yesterday. What a tremendous performance. It just was so incredibly fast for Max and Greece in the 5-star jumping last night. But today he knocks our yacht sailboat fence. The vertical going into the first double, so 4 faults for Max. So crosses the finish line, quicker time. We know that some of those corners that the leader, Rica Belinda Parker, had taken could have been shortened and the pace could have been quicker. Max has proved that, but unfortunately picks up 4 faults with the 1 down. We proceed on to Matthew Morrison, and Matthew goes with Quebec. This gelding, the Commonwealth is 10 years old. Matthew riding, representing the nation of South Africa. I'm sure as this class unfolds and as we proceed through, we are in for some really quick and exciting rounds. Plenty of opportunities with so many turns and twists for riders to take some seconds off. Any of those that will be going last, watching what is happening, unfolding, watching how some of the riders are taking the turns, if they can take a stride out. But just the one from home. Could be tight as a new leader. We do have a new leader, 68.01 for Matthew Morrison, and South Africa goes into the lead. Again, a good pace, but I do think some of the fields coming up later on in the competition, they will certainly be able to beat that. But at the moment, as the competition continues, Matthew Morrison 68.01, that's the new standard. Well, 3 clears so far. So we continue on to Hassan Senturk for Turkey. Last week on day number 1 was a top 7 performance in the 5-star 1m40 2-phase competition for this rider. Then on the final day last week, placed in the top 5 with the special 2-phase class, part of the 5-star jumping. Yesterday was also a good day, good start to this week for Hassan, and top 6 performance in the 2-phase competition, part of the 3-star jumping. Really moving well. Just taking a little check, going into the water tray. Wide around fence number 12, decides not to cut in before the Doha Equestrian Tour vertical. So although the pace is good, we need those turns. Opts to cut in here. And we know by landing there at 58 seconds, he's 4 seconds slower. To the final fence. With a good clear. Yeah, 69.56. It's into rank 3rd for Hassan Senturk's Turkey. Now that would have been interesting if he did take the corner off, cutting in between the Doha Equestrian Tour into the SALEH fence. That's the line from 6 to 7. How much he could have taken off that time, but into 3rd. Noble effort. We'll just have to see how the competition unfolds. Could be like yesterday's 1 round speed competition, part of our 3-star jumping. So many clear rounds, and it just was so tight within the top 6 and even the top 10. It was just fractions and fractions of a second dividing those top performing riders. Jean-Francois Rondeau jumping the first there and rides Flower du Rouet, his gelding. It's 11 years old by President. And also one of these European riders that's having a wonderful time out here in Qatar. Top 6 in last week's day number 1, 135, 3-star. Ed Fortune, day number 2 last week of this of the two-phase class on 3-star jumping. But yesterday, 2 top 4 performances. He opts for the wide turnaround outside the purple fence number 12, Doha Equestrian Tour. Back rail goes of fence number 9. Slow pace as well. Would have been nice to get a good clear to start the day off. Well, over the final fence, and that is 4 faults then, and 72.13 for Jean-François Rondeau pour France. Well, we go now to the first of the home nation, and that young man, Sheikh Fahad Jassim Al Thani, going for the state of Qatar. Levester's a mare that's 10 years old by Elvis Lapoot, one of the riders that really has a distinct advantage in this competition by jumping in Alshaqab, as he has done so many times with these really technical and challenging courses. We will just have to see how he fares out. Knocks the water tray fence, going into fence number 6. Well, another knock of the penultimate fence and also knocks the final fence, a total of 14 then for Sheikh Fahad Jassim Al Thani for Qatar, 73-73. Well, we remain with the riders representing the home nation here of Qatar, and Ibrahim Yusuf Al Mahmoud, top 11 performance yesterday in the 3-star two-phase special competition. Let's see if we can get the Qatari rider in our top 6 today. Ibrahim goes with Quattro, Van Hitekshilov, Belgian Moorblood, 10 years old, like Croydon Van T&L. Now owned by Alshaqab, our hosts here. Fabulous work that Alshaqab has done, not just as a global venue, iconic for hosting this Doha series now, but also a centre of excellence of training for many of these riders. As the state of Qatar continues to invest and develop within sport, continues to enhance its programs and deliver show jumping improvements across show jumping for the teams as they continue to grow the sport here, like so many nations across the GCC. Going wide here, so won't be in contention of that top spot today, but will be looking to focus on a good clear. Yeah, good play there, and 74.62, that producing the 5th of the clears, and that is the slowest of them, 74.62. And Yusuf Al-Mahmoud, so Matthew Morrison's time of 68.01 in the lead, with second Denmark's Rika Belinda Parker 68.40. Third is Hassan Samturk at 69.56. But we also go now to another Danish rider representing Denmark, Caroline Rehoff Pedersen. This is Menkongo PS Stallion. Now that's 12 years old by Messenger out of the Conair Dam. Top 10 performance last Friday in the 5-star 145 for Caroline. Speed and elegance. Entering into the second half now, does decide to cut the corner. He's just steady going into the vertical then. 5 down to the double. 7 to the 9, cutting in also. Won't be quick enough for the top contention. Landing there at 56, we know we need to be approximately 54 seconds. Pushes over that final fence, and a clear just ever so slightly over the leading time into second for Caroline Rehoff Pedersen and Menkongo. Well, a great round. That means Denmark holds second and third. I'm confident we will get a faster round than Matthew Morrison 68.01. As Caroline, although she took the corners, the pace could have been a little quicker. The same with Matthew Morrison, the time there 68.01, but very early stages of the competition. A lot of our riders just getting used to this arena and wanting to push too hard on some of these 3-star horses. We still have a big day tomorrow with the 3-star Grand Prix. Plenty of action here this evening, including our 5-star jumping but 6-bar challenge later on tonight. And our jump off class, €165,000 for that. That's a big one. Looking forward to it. But for now, we turn our attention to Nadia Peter-Steiner, tailor-made Fia Conthara, this mare by Glasgow. It's 10 years old. So a nice clear round. Nadia Peter-Steiner and tailor-made Fia Conthara for Switzerland. Well, into 7th places. That is the slowest of the clear rounds. 75.56. Nadia Peter-Steiner, Switzerland. To Egypt now, and Ahmed Al-Ragab. This is Dayton. It's gelding by Dantos, an 11-year-old. I've been on Doxtrodam, this gelding. This will be a nice clear for Ahmed. If he can keep them up, was just what I was about to say, but that water tray, the water jump is going to start causing issues, and as always it is a very tricky fence. Even in last night's 5-star competition caused issues, but now just losing the composure a little bit, needs to steady the head with the 3 down consecutive there. So over the time allowed as well, a total of 15. 12 for jumping and 3 for time. Ahmed Al-Ragab, 79.30, Egypt. Well, we go now to the Emerald Isle and flying the flag. They're flying the tricolour for Ireland. Neil Ferran, Derry Glen Qatar. This is Belgian warm-blood stallion. 10 years old by Kafka van de Hefnik. And of the dam by Contact van de Hefnik. Owned by Deirdre Riley, another one of our international riders joining us here in Alshaqab. Four false, the back rail goes of fence number 2. Early on, a disappointing start for the Irishman. Partnership that produced a good double clear in yesterday's 3-star 2-phase competition. That he's developing, producing. On the front rail of the second part of the double is down also, so early on course and now late on the course. 2 down is a total of 8. He clears the last fence over the time allowed also. 2 for time, 8 for jumping. Total of 10, 78.47 for Ireland's Neil Ferran, Derry Glen Qatar. Well, that young man there, that's Hassim Hesham Farag, and he goes with this stallion for Egypt. Shakeldi, the 16-year-old by Chaco Blue. Top 6 performance in yesterday's 3-star 2-phase, but the first fence goes for today for the Egyptian man this morning. Part of the double down. Total of 8 then. So finishes there in 73.29, a total of 8. Hassan Hisham Farag, Egypt. We got out to Arrival last September, took the opportunity to jump in Europe, in Belgium, also Austria. A good experience there was the Iranian man at Alshaqab. Lena Z Amir, that's by Levison, kind of a flipper to Amir. Top 10 performance last Friday in the 3-star 140. But the back rail of fence number 2 goes there. So 4 faults early on. Well, disappointing with that 4 faults early on in courses. It is a good performance. The remainder, just the 1 from home. So 4 faults it is then, 76.81 for Adel Kashabara's Iran. Well, another rider with that distinct advantage of having so much experience here in the Longines arena of Alshaqab. We go back to the home nation, the state of Qatar. This man, Khalid Mohammed Al Amari. Watnan Cornest, Skeldy. Maludu Reverton, out of Staccato Dam. It's 13 years old, owned by the Watnan stud. As they continue to grow and expand. Nice tight turn into fence number 3. We could have a contender for the state of Qatar to challenge the current leading time. It's tight into the backhanded turn into fence 7. He needs to keep it up. 6 down to the double. This is a strong start. We're already into the second half of the course. He cuts into this double. Needs to keep the final 2 fences up, landing there at 52 seconds. He is quicker. 1 from home. Precision is important, and he delivers. 2 3/4 of a second faster. Khalid Mohammed Al Amari for Qatar goes into the lead. Yeah, that's a wonderful performance. We said that definitely the pace could have been quicker from the what was leading time set by Matthew Morrison of 68.01. Well, Khalid certainly delivered on the pace, but also took those all-important shortcuts. Well, let's see if we will have the Qatari national anthem played here for the first time this week in the Longines arena. This man knows all about speed and precision. Having to follow that, let's see if he will give it his all, riding Bally Patrick Tiberis. This is Harry Charles for Great Britain. is such a talented young man. Finished in the top 8 on the Grand Prix last Saturday night in the 5-star Grand Prix, but today he's taking it nice and easy with the pace, looking for a good clear round. Well, certainly will be one to watch in the later competitions coming up here today, especially those 5-star classes. But going into the double, not quite liking it. That is the first refusal. Ali Patrick Tiberus, will he decide to retire? It looks like he is going to reapproach. We're well into the time now. As you see, the time penalties very quickly adding up. Reapproaches, clears it well. And that is disappointing. Always looking to get that nice clear. Will he pull up before the last fence? No, he is going to complete this round. Jumps that. All the poles remain in place, but that refusal is costly with the steady pace, very much over the time allowed. 112.49, a total of 40 for Harry Charles. It's 4 for jumping in, 36 for time. We will take an arena maintenance break at the halfway point of this competition. That's after number 32 goes. We have just over 10 until we reach that. As we turn our attention to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Crossing the finish line there, jumping the first is Abdulrahman Al-Araji, Lorenzo E.S. Stallion, like Kamel Fo, 10 years old, Rebecca Saldam. He was third in the big 5-star Grand Prix last week. Will be one to watch tomorrow in the 5-star Grand Prix again this week. It is quick and it is fast here this morning with this stallion. Could we have another new leader? Seven down to fence number 9. Cuts into the double. A little bit of a check there, got into the double, landing at 55 seconds. So the leader landed at 52 seconds. Probably won't be in contention for that top spot, and in fact won't be. But will it be good enough for the top 3? It is. Into second for Abdulrahman Al-Araji, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with Lorenzo E.S. A super round nonetheless for Abdulrahman. He is pleased with that, and rightly so. 65.23 remains the time to beat, set by our Qatari rider, Khalid Hamad Al-Madi. Well, next, one of our riders that has rejoined us here this year. He was part of the Doha Equestrian Tour last year, part of the jumping here in Alshaqab last winter, and he rejoins us again this year, taking up the wonderful opportunity to jump in this facility in the sun. And Philip Weishaupt with Aberdeen Z, this Zangesteid gelding. He's just 8 years old, by Alex Dusinger. He rides for Germany. Well, this is quick. A good pace set out at the start, but that plank of the Oxer, so nimble, it's so easily knocked, and Philip Weishaupt has just knocked that with the slightest touch. So 4 faults then, and after fence number 6, he decides to take the wide angle around fence 12. No need to push on the pace after picking up the 4 faults. Yeah, that is disappointing. It's 68, a .94 with just the 4 picked up there for Philip Weishaupt. And Aberdeen said if he did knock that, I would have said he would have been in contention for at least a top 3 performance, especially with that pace he set out at early stage with a good, strong rhythm. There we go. It is that knock that has proven difficult here this morning for Philip Weishaupt. Well, remaining with the European riders, we go to Italy's Ghiadabasu and Cool Paradise Estes gelding. It's 13 years old. It's by Clarimo, owned by Martin Fuchs. Rider opting for a steady pace, going for the clear. So far we've had 9 clears, the slowest of those 75.56. That's the time to beat that they will need to get into the top 9. But here we have a resistance, 4 faults added. Is he able to get back? Into composed rhythm. Well, with the resistance, it is into the time allowed, or over the time allowed for the Italian lady. So a total there of 19.15 for time and 4 for jumping. Ghiadabasu and Cool Paradise S Inter. 91.11 on the clock. Well, Qatar leads it 65.23. That is the time to beat. Will it be the fellow countryman that is able to knock Khalid Mohammed Al Amadi off the top spot? Well, Mohammed Khalifa Al Bakr is ready to go. Determination. Clears the second fence with Lisbon. This gelding at 16 years old by Brockman's Lord Prezi. Just by, well, very lucky there with the plank, but just by even looking at some of the tracks and turns where the hoof prints have already been, we can start to see where some of those turns can be capitalized on. And the lines from 3 to 4 really needs to be tight. You need to take the turn from 6 to 7 in before the final fence. And as we see, they're landing at 60 seconds, 8 seconds over what would be expected from somebody trying to target that top spot. But this Qatari rider going for a good clear, and does so well. 73.15, so into rank 8th. Mohammed Khalifa Al Bakr, Qatar. Well, we move on to Anastasia Nelson, and this is dark chocolate for Monaco. This stallion is by KASS. It's the 27th on our start list. 2 step forward here in the Longines Arena. Anastasia top 6 in last night's 5-star feature class. Great performance with Action Man. She had a good week last week as well, including 2 top 12 performances across the 3-star jumping. We'll be going for a good clear here this morning. So to the last, and they all remain in the cups there. So 76.30, good 10, or good 11 seconds over what is the leading time, but purposely done as Anastasia Nelson aims for the clear and achieves that with dark chocolate. So we move on to the next rider representing Germany is Jana Friederike Meyer-Zimmermann. Fantastic gelding. The reigning recipient of His Highness the Emir's Sword of 2025. She'll be back in just 2 weeks to defend that, say, crown, but to defend that sword. Van Helen Zed, the sire of this, out of a Carthago stam. Force to be reckoned with. 5-star rider. Let's see if she will be going for it here this morning. She was 4th in last night's, correction, on Saturday's Grand Prix, but a knockdown there at the back rail of fence number 2, so 4 faults early on for Jana. Well, over the time allowed there, so the clock stops at 84.07. It's 4 for jumping and 8 for time. Jana Friederike Meyer-Zimmermann, fantastic. Beautiful. Big jump there, but just lands a little bit short as you've seen. Knocks that back rail. For Yana, we continue to the next rider, Said Ahmed Al Saad and Costa Garvis, this gelding. He's 13 years old. Like Cantaro, Gudam de Revel Dam. Having a great tour, including top 3 in the 1-star Grand Prix, even yesterday. Day number 1 of this week. Top 6 in the 3-star 2-phase special. Will have plenty of experience jumping in this arena. Let's see if he will be a challenger to his fellow countryman, Khalid Mohammed Al Amari. Too wide of a turn there. Is covering the ground with good pace, but all those turns in this course designed by Peter Schumacher, leading the course design team, need to be taken. But with the knockdown of the plank, it is now full force. So over that last fence and into time as well, 77.64, just over 0.6 of a second over the time allowed. It's 8 for jumping, 1 for times. And Ahmed Al Saad. Remaining with the Qatari riders, Rashid Troim Al Almari, Duke O's Willems said. This is Stallion by Demont de Semay, out of a Van Gogh dam, owned by our host here, Alshaqab. So many of the Qatari horses and riders based here in Alshaqab. As we get underway, with a rider that won the 5-star 2-phase competition on day number 1 last week, at a height of 1.40 m. This is a good pace, but opts for that wide turn, so that is costly there for the Qatari rider, Rashid. Six down to the double. So again, that marker, he's landing after the second double at 62.63, which is 10 seconds over what we need to see, which is 52 seconds to be landing there. So 74.48, clear round. Rashid Touama Ali Al Mari, 74.48, ranks 9th. Qatar. Roberto Privitali and Shaquano PS, the stallion, by Chaco Blue, out of the Carthagen dam, and just the 1 or 2 left before we reach the halfway point of the competition. We will take a break, but will this be an exciting end to the first half as Roberto Privitali powers across the first half of this course with ease and determination. Lands after 6, he takes the corner, such a tight turn. 6 down, with a rattle of the front rail of the first part of the double. Lands well after 9. Might be in contention to take that top spot. 51.5 seconds. 2 from home. He's riding with speed, he's riding with determination with the 1 from home, the time to beat 65.23. Our new leader 62.79. What a wonderful performance by the Italian Roberto Privitali. Ciacono PS. Well, that is a superb way to finish off the first half of the competition. Well done indeed to Roberto Privitali, and Ciacono PS leads 62.79. Well, we are just waiting to confirm. In fact, the tractor is in. We are going to take a break. Back with you in just under 7 minutes. Salam alaikum, welcome back to the second half of the first competition, day number 2 of His Highness the Amir's Prix of 2026, the final week of this series, a 4-week series, part of the bigger overall Doha Equestrian Tour. Pleasure to have you along with us. Right before we concluded the first half and took the break, Roberto Privitali knocked our Qatari leader, or was our leader, Khalid Mohammed Al Ahmadi. 65.23 was the time to beat. He was lightning quick. 62.79 is the new time to beat. Well, starting us off is a young lady that has such a bright and promising career ahead of her and is already performing right at the very top level. Rabana Obolensky, this Belgian warm blood mare. By windows, Van Het Cottesville, the Plot Blue Dam. Riding for Great Britain is Millie Allen. She takes the turn there. She was the winner last Friday of the 5-star 145 competition. 3 top 8 performances that day alone. Yesterday she was top 7 in the 5-star competition, but the knockdown at fence number 8, the second element goes, that vertical, for Great Britain's Millie Allen. So over the last in 66.95, just the 4 faults for Millie Allen, and Rabana Obolensky ends. Well, to the next partnership here, and that is Geraldine Throman, and the rider that was top 10 in yesterday's 3-star 135 special 2-phase class, but last week she was the winner of, correction, she was top 9 of this very competition. Day number 2 of last week's show. Riding the stallion by Golden Hawk out of a Lux Z mare. It's B Golden Lynx and Geraldine Throman for Switzerland. While the plank is starting to cause issues. Knockdown here for the Swiss rider. Into the double with a little rattle of that back rail. Remains in the cups. Again, just another rattle going out of that double. How about the one from home and the 4 faults? It's 70.36 then what the time will be for Geraldine Throman and B Golden Lynx 4 faults, Switzerland. Well, the state of Qatar was leading it right up until that halfway point. Khalid Mohammed Al Ahmadi into second, with third Abdulrahman Al Araji 67.05. But next to see if they can get the home nation back on top is Sheikh Al Khalid Al Thani with Valenzo. The stallion by Vagabond de la Pomme gives a good rattle of fence 2, tight into 3. Very last minute sharp turn to correct the angle. It's owned by Qatar Equestrian Federation. Six down to the first double. Top 12 performance in the 3-star 2-phase 140 last week. the knockdown of the first element of the double. Well, he was landing there at 51 seconds. Pulls back on the speed then and says the time of 64.03. That's a real shame with that four faults. The turns were there, just lost the precision in the final part. Sheikh Ali Khalid Al Thani, Valento, Qatar. Oh, there you go. Just that scope going over that vertical as it goes for the Sheikh. Well, the current leading rider, Roberto Privitali for Italy. Well, this is his fellow comrade and colleague, Emanuele Guardiano, will certainly give this a shot. He rides Julius D. This gelding, Ireso VDL. Nice tight turn into the track across the middle of the arena. Wow, that is a fabulous turn. Oh, by a lucky escape into the vertical related distance double. A really strong performance. This could be in contention for the top spot. 62.79, our time to beat. He's landing up on the time, 50 seconds. Just the one from home, a slight rattle of the front rail. It remains in place. And over the final fence, we have a new leader. 1 1/3 second faster than his fellow comrade. Emanuele Guardiano takes that top spot at Julius D, 61.48, our new time to beat. Well, the Italians are dominating here in Alshaqab in the Longines Arena, part of this Doha Equestrian Tour. Emanuele Guardiano is the man to catch. He is simply unbeatable. Well, we will just have to see if he is in this. Our 3-star one-round speed, 1.45 m. Well, this young lady had a superb last week in the Al Shirah show, in the Al Shirah Hickstead Speed Derby. She come out on top as she rides Come On Zed, this gelding by Comme Il Faut. An incredibly quick pace and fast round last week. Was the new winner or champion of the Al Shirah Hickstead Speed Derby. Representing France, Irene Joly. Looks like she is also giving this a go. Little bit of resistance going into the plank. Pushes forward. Takes the tight turn. The 5 down to the double. Needs to be landing after this double at 50 seconds. Not quite up on the time. 2 seconds, 3 seconds slower. Really needs to gallop. Won't be quick enough, but will be in the top 6 at least. 64.67. It is Joly and Come On Zed to rank 3rd, France. Well, with the freshly leveled arena after that break, we can see the lines imprinted onto the magnificent surface here in Alshaqab. We can see where some of those turns Emanuele Guardiano has taken to achieve that top spot. Well, will it be the British national anthem that sounds around the Longines Arena? we go to the next partnership, also having a superb timeout here. Significant number of top 10 performances, but even yesterday, 3 top 10 performances, including an 8th place finish for this combination in the special 2-phase 1.35 meter in the 3-star jumping, riding Cajas, the gelding by Comme Il Faut, is Great Britain's Ollie Fletcher. Really tight turn there. That's the tightest, in fact, we have seen anybody attempt to try and cut that corner from 6 to 7. But a knockdown of the vertical going out of the double. That's costly. Then he decides to do the loop around. No need to push so strong now for Ollie. Well, that reminds me, we do have Ollie's brother Will joining me in the afternoon for the 5-star jumping as our analyst here. It will be a pleasure to have him as a British show jumper. His brother Ollie Fletcher there, concluding his round at 68.45 with 4 faults. Great Britain. Well, the pressure is on for the remaining riders as Emanuele Guadiano's time of 61.48 will just be so difficult to beat. But we do have a number of very impressive riders coming up, including some for the home nation. They're hungry for a win this week. They haven't had one yesterday here in the main arena. But for now, the attention turns to another French lady. This time, it's Megan Mossonnier, riding a stallion by Canaan. It's Can Do Z. She was top 6 with this 10-year-old in the 3-star Grand Prix on Saturday. She's taking the lines. She's pushing forward, but pushes too far into the front rail of that double. So 4 faults now. And the back rail of the out of the second double. So 8 faults for Megan Mossonnier. Concluding her round there with a total of 8 in 66.48. Can Do Z and France's Megan Mossonnier. Well, taking a look at the top 3, Emanuele Guadiana, 61.48. His fellow countryman and colleague Roberto Privitali, Chaquano PS, 62.79, and third, Initioli, Come On Z, 64.67. That's the top 3 as they stand for now. But the attention now turns to Jordanian rider Hami Kamal Raji Bishart. Jamani Du Boulay, this gelding by Galpun Du Boulay out of Orlando Mare. He's 14 years old. Will this be a strong enough performance for a top 3 finish? He's certainly given it all, but the back rail goes. Once again, that first element of the double is catching some of the riders out now. What a beautiful gelding. crosses that finish line. And therefore a 4-4 performance with the time of 65.06 for Hani Kamal Reji Bishart Shumani Boulay Jordan. Well, plenty of action still to come here this afternoon and this evening. We will have a break in between this competition and the next. That's to facilitate the prayer time here in Qatar. We'll rejoin you back then at 1:30 for the first of our 5-star classes at a height of 145. The next competition after that, also part of the 5-star jumping. The 5-star jumping for the rest of the evening, in fact, it's the jump-off class, 155 height. And then we finish off with the 6-bar competition tonight. Should be very entertaining. Indeed, 9 entered into that, but the attention returns here to the Longines Arena of Alshaqab with Emanuele Kamali, Casabea Blue PS. This mare by Cascalo. Will it be an Italian 1, 2 and 3? It won't be. He goes for the wide option, aiming for a clear round, I guess. All these riders know their horses so well. Know when it's time to push them, know when it's time to save them for the Grand Prix tomorrow. And slight deviation off to the right, but then makes the sharp turn to the left with a long final track then to that last fence, succeeds the time allowed. So with the time of 79.62, that's 3-time penalties, Emanuele Kamali and Casabea Blue PS. Well, next a rider that was top 4 in the accumulator last Saturday. It's Haya Osama Bori and Karoki. This mare by Calvino Z knocks the back rail of fence 2. Goes for Egypt. Total of 4 so far in the second half of this. Refuses gone into the double. A little bit of resistance here. Regroups. Is ready to jump it. Jumps it well. With another knockdown and very much into time. Keeps the last one standing, so 20 for time, 12 for jumping. A total of 32 with the time of 96.81. Haya Osama El Bore and Kadoki. Europeans dominating the top 3, and of course the Italians dominating the top 2. A real mix across the top 6 standings. Italy, France, Qatar, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and South Africa. Those are the nations. Let's see if we can get Egypt into the top 6. It's Seifeld and Issam Abbas. It's Lexus Van der Laren Z, gelding by La Dimontrota. Not quick enough on the pace. We'll be aiming for a clear round. This is such a beautiful backdrop and setting. You can see as the cameras move around this arena and show you the fabulous jumping. It's just so superb, the quality and the conditions here for these horses. We're at a total of 4 now to the last fence. Goes Sif and then Issam Abbas. With a knock of the last fence, it will be a total then of 8. Riding Lexus Van der Laren Z, 74.78. Well, a total of 15 clears so far. The top 15 will place. They will get some prize money here this morning. This competition has a prize fund of €29,000. A third of that will go to the winner. It certainly would be a good start to the weekend here in Qatar. With Vilma Hillstrom riding this stallion across fence number 2. It's AJ Bachelor Z, Sanger side. Stallion by Banco de Muse out of a Turn de la Promère. She goes for Sweden. Good rhythm, good movement, just not quick enough. Will it be a strong enough performance for top 6? Well, one from home. Yeah, clear round, 69.91. Into rank 11, just outside the top 10 then for Vilma Hallstrom and AJ Bachelor Z. Well, that gives us our 16th clear, the slowest of those now. Anastasia Nielsen and 76.30, just outside the money now. Well, next, a winner here yesterday in the 3-star 2-phase competition. That was at a height of 1.40 m as the French national anthem sounded out here in the Longines Arena for Lara Triband Karagoj, a stallion by Chaco Blue. Rider really having a wonderful time out in Doha, including 3 top 10 performances this day last week alone. Quick pace for the French lady, but there we go, ups for the long way around fence 12. won't be in contention for at least the top 6. But will it be good enough to get into the money? Well, again opts for that wide angle. Yeah, she'll be really pleased with that. That's a good clear. It's just outside the money, in fact, into rank 16th, providing our 17th clear round with 75.60 is France's Lara Treiba and Cara George. Well, a total of 20 remaining. We're estimated to finish this class at 10:40, 22:11. As we move on to the next rider, Ali Osama Al Janabi. Correction, Abdul Ghani. This is Obama van de Wachhove. Stallion, Belgian warm blood. Ali is definitely giving this a go. Will take that corner into the yacht fence. The 6 down to the oxer, the vertical out. Could this be a good enough performance for the Egyptian? Lands there at 55 seconds. Needs to be landing there at 50 seconds, so won't be good enough to take the top spot. As you can see, the clock turns to yellow and 67.24, so 5 3/4 of a second slower than the leading time. But with that performance, ranks within the top 6. Ali Osama Abdul Ghani, Obama van de Wachhove. Well, the pressure is on for the remaining riders, but we do have the likes of Abdullah Al-Shabatli and some of the local riders. Duat Shaber from Portugal, Federica Stack. Plenty of talented horses yet to come, as the attention turns to Iraqi rider Omar Al-Awatsiti Hassoun. Non-stop is by Nestor de Mariposa for Iraq. Ups for the wide turn. Knockdown of the vertical. Costly 4 faults for Omar. Second one down as he approaches the final track to come home, but the last fence down also. It will be a total of 17 then, with 81.01 on the clock. That's 5 for time, 12 for jumping. Omar Al-Waziti Hussein, and non-stop. To Bishop Kiali, Wilfredo Viscaldi. That's by Wilfred, head of a dam. Ultimo. He goes for Jordan. Ready to get underway for this athlete. Riding 15-year-old. Last autumn went out to Europe, in fact for the summer season and autumn, but loves to come here for the winter season in Qatar. With the tight turn. Pushing through with a rattle of the front rail. Clears 9. Won't be in contention for the top spot, but could we get into the top 6 for Bishop? Well, to do so, he needs to beat 67.24, and he does. It's into 5th place for Bishop Kiali and Jordan. That's a great round with Wilfredo, 65.76, provisional 50. Certainly had the speed and pace, but that really does demonstrate Emanuele Guadiano's time of 61.48 is quite some time. But an interesting morning of thrilling sport here. We will just have to wait and see. Will it be beaten? Will it be another clear round for a Jordanian rider? Will he be able to beat the time of 61.48? Attention turns to Nasu Kiali. He goes with Figueres de Luma, this mare, the capital de Aragon. Also for Jordan. He's giving it a go. Seven down to the plank with our interesting S shape in the middle of the arena. Steadies up, gone into 6. Tight turn, you can see by the tracks. Good pace with 2 rattles in that line of the vertical and the back rail of the Oxer. Landing at 51 seconds. He will be a challenger. Will it be fast enough? 62.01, it's half a second slower, but that is a good enough time to create a wedge between what was first and second. Naso Chiali slots in between the 2 Italian men that were dominating at the top for quite some time. Emanuele Guadiano leads it, but that performance by Naso Chiali is good enough for second place, and that pushes the Italian rider Roberto Privitali into 3rd. Well, we promised you a great morning of sport here in Alshaqab in the Longines Arena as we go to Mustafa Said and Rockstar, this gelding. It's a Belgian warm blood, high big star. Mustafa Said owns and rides this, goes for Egypt. So again, that checkpoint after landing from the red double, the Oxer, want to be about 50 seconds. Nasu was 51, but really did well to create such a tiny margin in the end between him and Emanuele's time. Mustafa going for a quick clear. Try and get in to the top 15 to get some money. Some beautiful fences out there, including that double, His Highness the Father Amir's Prix fence. Standard of jumping matches the standard of quality of this glorious backdrop with the ones from home. Mustafa Saeed and Rockstar knocks the final fence, just doesn't create the height necessarily. A moment, a lapse of judgment there. Mustafa Saeed and Rockstar, 4 faults and 74.13. Some magnificent scope on that 9-year-old. There you see, just the slightest touch. And that vertical goes. Well, the challenge that lays ahead for the remaining riders is 61.48. That's the time to beat. Nasser Kiali is in second, 62.01, but this is a man that will certainly give it his all. He is all about winning. He has a winner's mindset. He rides Quasandro, this gelding, that's 16 years old, for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Abdullah Alshaqab. He means business with determination and power in his riding. This could be the challenger to Emanuele Guadiano's time. He needs to keep them all up. The speed is there. Opts for the wide turn there, interestingly. That could be costly. Lands 49 seconds. He's up on the time. Big scope with just the one from home. Will this knock the Italian man off the top spot? It will. 60.55 for Abdullah Alshaqab to go into the top pole position with Quasandro. Yeah, well, that is a great round for Abdullah. Right from the get-go, he meant business. He was so determined to try and knock Emanuele Guadiano off that top spot. 61.48 was proving really difficult to beat until he stepped forward in the arena with that 16-year-old gelding. Goes into the lead with a new time to beat of 60.55. Needing to land now after the double at 49 seconds or so for the remaining partnerships. Saeed Saad has to follow that round with Kingsguard. Will he be able to do something similar with a stallion for Egypt? We can all take a little breath after that, as Saeed Saad is opting for a clear round. That is just one of those top performances that we're just after witnessing by Abdullah. 60.55 with 14 remaining as Saeed Saad completes his round, jumps the final fence. They all remain up, and 74.57 is what the clock stops at outside the prize money. But a good clear. Egypt. Well, not quite happy with something, making it very well known. Don't think there was any obstruction. We move on to fellow Egyptian rider Ali Sabor. He's starting off with a good pace. Top 8 performance last Saturday in the Table C. 1:30 competition. 2 wides going in from 3 to 4. Leading 6, 7 strides there. Opts for the wide turn then after 6. Knockdown of the front rail of the first element of the double. That is our problem trouble double. That's the one that's causing the issues. Our water tray fences stopped causing issues. Was starting to cause some early in the competition. 75.49 then, 4 faults for the Egyptian rider Ali Sabor. Top 3 now. In fact, let's do the top 6. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Abdullah Al-Shabatali, 60.55. Second, Italy's Emanuele Guadiano, 61.48. Third, Jordan's Nasu Kayali, 62.01. Fourth, Italy's Roberto Privitani. Fifth, France's Inish Jolie. And sixth is Qatar's Khalid Mohammed Al-Amadi. To get into that top 6, you need to beat his time of 65.23. As we return to the home nation riders on course now. Salah Mohammed Al-Amadi. 2 wide of a turn from the second fence to the third. To take every possible shortcut out, every stride, to be in with a chance of a podium position here this morning. Knockdown of the back rail of fence 9, so 4 faults. Overtime as well. So 4 for jumping, 2 for time, 78.09. A total of 6. Salah Mohammed Al-Amadi and Watman Florian. Well, could this be a challenger to his fellow countrymen's performance? Return to the Saudi riders for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Khalid Abdulaziz Al Eid rides Racker DMC. His Belgium warm blood stallion is by Ontangelo out of a Quasimodo van de Molendrief dam. Owns and rides this. We have 11 left to go. Just looks a little unsteady with the rhythm. Really leaning back there. As we enter into the second half of this course now. opting for all the wide turns. So for a clear round, over the last fence, but it is a late faller, so 4 faults there for Khaled Abdulaziz Al Eid, 75.46, 4 faults, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Well, Rocker DMC there. As we go to a mare, that's Odemont Vantelar. This 12-year-old Belgian warm blood, also by De Montesime out of a Clearway Dam, owned by the rider. As she goes for the green, white and orange tricolour of Ireland. We go to Deirdre Riley. Top 15 performance in day number 1 yesterday, with a nice double clear for this partnership in the 135 special 2 phase. Opting again for a steady clear round today. This is a really cool, composed round. Clean and delicate. A stunning grey mare for D. Riley. But just the one from home. Crosses that finish line. And 75.61 is good for Deirdre Riley to go clear for Ireland. Well, this is another one of the European riders that joins the Qatar series every winter. Dwatch Sabre was here last year and has taken the opportunity to rejoin us, part of the Doha Equestrian Tour. He goes today, this morning, with a stallion by Naxel the Fifth. This is a 9-year-old stallion, Dwatch Sabre for Portugal. He's having a good time. No wonder he keeps returning every year. One of the top performing athletes here. 4 top 11 performances last week on day number 1. 3rd in the 5-star 145, that feature class, last Friday. And then yesterday, finished 3rd in the big 5-star 150 class yesterday. He means business. We're good to go. Seven strides there. So landing at 52 seconds, 2 seconds slower than the leader. In fact, 3 seconds slower than the leader. Need to be 49 seconds, but this will be strong. It's 63.78. So into 5th place, Dwatch Sabre and Portugal riding Odemont Vantelar. Correction, Alaska's out. Well, that is a rider to keep your eyes on for this evening's 5-star classes and indeed for tomorrow's Grand Prix. As we remain in Iberia, the next rider goes for Spain. Cohiba, a mare that steps forward just now into the arena. This beautiful grey, well, it's 10 years old, by Canaan, out of a Comthargo Z dam. Riding this is Sarah Martinez Cuello para España. Top 6 performance last Thursday on day number 1 in the 5-star 150 for this rider. Could we add another female rider to the top 6? Opting for the long way round to 7. Just Jordan, Germany and Qatar left to jump. Those are the 3 remaining nations with a knockdown of the back rail of His Highness the Father Amir's Prix fence, the double for Sarah. Coming home with the 4 falls then, with the clock stopping at 75.70. It is just the 4 falls then for Sierra Martinez Cuello with Cohiba. 1 for Jordan, 1 for Germany, 4 for Qatar. Well, will it be one of those 4 Qatari riders that knocks Abdullah Alshaqab off that top spot? Do stick around for just another 15 minutes or so of jumping left before we were able to declare our winner. Could it be Jordanian rider Ibrahim Hani Bisharat? Well, he goes with Raja Demuse. This mare's a Belgian warm blood also. Top 7 performance in last week's 5-star 150. 3rd on day number 2 in the 3-star 140 last week. And yesterday was able to achieve a top 8 performance in our 3-star 2-phased 140 class. This is by Gino H, out of a Bamco Demuse dam. Long way round to fence 7 then for Ibrahim. So they're all up for Ibrahim if he can keep this last one up, and he does, but exceeds the time allowed, 77.80, 8 tenths of a second over the time allowed there of 77 seconds for Ibrahim Hani Bisharat, Raja Demuse, Jordan. 5 left to go now, and this lady is set to join us and start us off with a gelding by Staccato Gold. It's Zanzibar Gold, riding for Germany, Federica Stack. We'll be going for a clear round also. Top 8. And yes, there's 1-star class. We have such a range and diverse options here for our athletes, from 1, 3-star and 5-star, right across 3 arenas. Longines Outdoor Arena here, second outdoor arena, and then the Longines Indoor Arena also. Great to see the further development and construction is continuing as Alshaqab continue to evolve and grow and expand to meet the increasing demand from athletes, and every year more and more return here to Doha. But a good clear there, 74.94 for the Rika Stack and Zanzibar Gold, Germany clear and outside the money. Well, I can tell you that it will either be the Saudi Arabian national anthem or the Qatari. Oh, it would be so wonderful if we got one for the home nation. They didn't do it yesterday here in the Longines Arena. But could it be this morning that we get the home nation national anthem played and a Qatari rider stepping up to the podium for first place? They have the advantage of jumping in this arena as their home base. Riding on behalf of Alshaqab, the owner of Comme du Ruaid, this Zangaside stallion by Comme Il Faut is Farisad Al Qathani, correction. Knockdown of fence 6. It's been a while since we've got the water train knocked. A slight hesitation then after jumping that. Was he going to cut in the corner? Well, after he probably heard that sound, which has just played out once again of another pole being knocked for the Qatari rider. Slight kick back there, jumping over the oxer of fence number 9. Well, a total of 12 then, and 72.03 for Farisad Al Qathani. Come to Ruaid Z. Final 3. We go to Phyllis Stewart Al Ajami. Wathan Kapapala, part of the Wathan stud. This Belgian warm blood mare is by Toulon, out of a Canaan dam. Good breeding for this daughter of Toulon, which is 10 years old, and a rider that placed second, day number 1 last week in the 2-phase 135. He then went on to win on day number 2, the 3-star 1m40. Could this be the opportunity for Qatar to win a competition here this week? Takes the tight turn as he gallops down into our stained windows fence, over the plank, lands at 6. Really tight turn, having to struggle there, but clears the vertical, re-steadies into the Oxer vertical. 45 seconds. We know he needs to land at 49 coming out of this double. 1 second behind. Could it be good enough for top 3 performance for Qatar? Fela Sued, Al-Ajami. So close, but it won't be. 61.20. Well, plenty of support. They're pleased with that. They thought he was good enough to take the win, but second place for Watnan Quapella for the state of Qatar's Fela Sued Al-Ajami. Well, that's how you do it. The difference there. Well, Abdullah Al-Shabatali 60.55. Fela Sued Al-Ajami is 61.20. As has been yesterday, the finest of margins defining the top 6. Well, this is not quick enough right from the get-go, as Mohammed Abdullah Juma goes with Watnan Kryptonite gelding by my Lord Carthago out of a Major de la Cour dam. It's 11 years old, owned by the Watnan stud. So 4 faults at the yacht or sailboat vertical, going into that related distance down to the double. There's been a couple of knocks, picked up, taps I should say, not full knockdowns, but little taps you can hear being picked up in the arena at just the one knockdown over the final. Again, a little rattle of that one. So 4 faults in 75.59. Mohammed Abdullah Juma, Watnan Kryptonite. Well, it all comes down to this final rider. As we remain with the state of Qatar for the home nation, the time to beat 60.55. Riding also for the Watnan stud. This is Watnan Stand By Me, a gelding by Staccato out of a Graf Top Dam. Will Basim Mohammed for Qatar try to win the first competition of day number 2? He opts for the tight turn. Positive so far. Not sure if this is going to be quick enough, but he is using every ounce of the ability of this gelding. He's taking the turns that he needs to. He's using the scope of this 10-year-old. He needs to land at 49 seconds. They're whistling to tell him and encourage him, but the front rail of the double is knocked, and that means 4 faults. As we go to the last fence, a great round nonetheless for Basim Mohammed. Clears that. 4 faults with Watman. Stand By Me, Basim Mohammed for the state of Qatar. Well, what a wonderful way to start us off here this morning in our jumping. That is the conclusion of this 3-star, 1m45 or 1 round speed with a prize fund of €29,000. The largest chunk of that, a man with an incredible time of 60.55. Superbly done for the winner, Abdullah Al-Shabatali and Quasandro for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Well, I will hand you over to the commentary team to guide you through the prize-giving ceremony, but from myself, Killian Thornton, I'll be back with you at 1:30 for the next class. Salam alaikum, bye-bye for now.
for the award ceremony with our winner finally appearing for the award ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine sehr geehrten Damen und Herren, your winner, Abdullah Alshaqab.
السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام، نرحب الآن وفي هذه الأثناء باستقبال الأبطال لمسابقة متر و45 سنتيمتر، ونبارك للمركز الأول المملكة العربية السعودية الفارس عبد الله الشربتلي.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Abdullah Alshaqab.
سيطلب منكم الآن السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام السيد فيليب لوغون المعلق باللغة الأجنبية الوقوف احتراما لعزف النشيد الوطني للبلد الفائز المملكة العربية السعودية.
And of course, in honor of Abdullah Alshaqab, please all rise for the national anthem of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
يتقدم الآن مبعوث الاتحاد الدولي والحكم المحايد السيد موريس كايو لتكريم البطل لهذه المنافسة.
We follow up with the runner-up into this competition and the best Qatari rider into this competition with Watnan Kapela Falesua Alajami.
ننتقل الآن السيدات والسادة الكرام لنبارك ونهني المركز الثاني فارس قطر فالح سويد العجمي وجواد وثنان كيبالا.
We are still waiting for his first victory on week 4. He's on the podium for Italy, per Italia, Emanuele Godiano.
أيضا تهانينا ألف مبروك للفارس الإيطالي إيمانويل غوديانو وجواد جولي سعدي.
He gave also an outstanding ride with Figueras de Lo, the 4th place for Jordan, Nasu Kayali.
المركز الرابع الآن للمملكة الأردنية الهاشمية، ألف مبروك نصوح كيالي.
And to complete our top 5 with Chacano PS, Roberto Brevitali.
أيضا الإيطالي روبرتو بريفيتالي المركز الخامس.
A big thank you to the presence of Mr. Maurice Caillot, our French judge coming up from France. And we ask to Abdel Chevalier to take a short lap of honor, please. Off we go.
ألف مبروك لفارسنا البطل فارس المملكة العربية السعودية. الآن يقود جولة النصر لمنافسة متر و45 سنتيمتر بالتصنيف العالمي، 3 نجوم من بطولة جائزة سمو الأمير الوالد.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the one and only Abdullah Alshaqab.
عبد الله ألف مبروك أعزائنا الحضور الكرام الآن للفائزين وكذلك ألف مبروك عبد الله الشربتلي.
Venezuela Chami, Emanuele Gaudiano, Nasuka Yali and Roberto Previtali, your top 5.
باستقبال أبطال منافسة متر و25 سنتيمتر شوط الأخطاء والزمن. ألف مبروك للفائز بالمركز الأول البطل عبد الله عبد العزيز آل الشيخ. أعزائنا الحضور الكرام، سيطلب منكم الآن السيد فيليب لجون الوقوف احتراما لعزف النشيد الوطني للبلد الفائز المملكة العربية السعودية.
Please all rise for the national anthem of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Coming forward to offer the trophy to the winner.
يتوج الآن الفارس عبد الله الشربتلي السيد مغيث كيو مبعوث الاتحاد الدولي للفروسية والحكم المحايد.
Runner up into this competition, we stay with the Saudi riders. Mohammed Al-Bala.
تهانينا الآن لوصيف هذه الجولة. ألف مبروك لفارس المملكة العربية السعودية محمد الضلعان.
Really regular with this Interlagos top 3 for France. Troisième place Jean-François Rondeau.
تهانينا الآن للفارس جون فرانسوا لفرنسا المركز الثالث.
And we go over to our top 5 with a rider from Egypt, Mohamed Lofti Soliman.
جمهورية مصر العربية الآن ألف مبروك محمد لطفي سليمان.
And of course, to complete this one-star prize giving, we now ask to Abdulaziz Al-Sheikh to lead the lap of honor with music and of course, your applause.
لنستعد الآن أعزائي الأحباب الكرام ولنقف لنصفق للأبطال تقديرا لتلك الجهود التي قدموها لنا الآن. ألف مبروك عبد الله عبد العزيز آل الشيخ، محمد الضرعان، جون فرانسوا، ومحمد لطفي سليمان. لمقابلة تلفزيونية مع أبطالنا الفائزين بالمراكز الأولى. أذكر الجميع بأن اليوم المتعة والإثارة في الأشواط القادمة بمساء يوم الجمعة ثاني أيام بطولة جائزة سمو الأمير الوالد.
We get ready for the winner interview of our winning combinations. And in case we are missing out our winner, we have Faleh Souad Al-Jami also joining us here. No, the winner is there. We're getting ready for the winner interview with Abdullah Al-Shabatli. So here we are standing ready for the winner interview with Abdullah Al-Shabatli. We just wait for the sun and off we go. We're ready to go. Abdullah, Kisandro was again amazing today. Give us a few words about this horse.
He was really good today. Actually, he's not a speed horse. Normally, he can win jump-off classes. But today, I went and I said, okay, I'm going to try. And he did his best, I did my best, and it worked. He was very good. He was really good. I'm really happy from Quisandro today. Normally, he is not a speed horse, but today I said, okay, today we have to try, and it worked. He was really good. He was amazing.
Do you feel that this horse is also upgrading along the tour here? We are at the 4th week of competition, that he gets more competitive, faster and faster, that he's sharper course after course?
Yes, he's a bit spooky, so the more he jumps, the better he gets. He gets looser in the body, because last week he was a bit stiff in the body, and today, this week, he's much better, less spooky, and more loose in the body, and more rideable, and he turns better. He gets better and better.
Perfect. Thank you so much for this information. One more time, congratulations, and we see you, of course, later on for the main competition.
Thank you very much, and congratulations for all the winners, and inshallah, we will have more success in the upcoming classes. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Abdulaziz Al-Sheikh. Yeah, just a short moment and we're ready. And we're on screen. It's a Saudi day today. Victory in the 3-star and now victory in the 1-star. You must be really proud.
Thank you. Yeah, alhamdulillah. All is well. In the podium, maybe we have 4 riders now. Just alhamdulillah, yeah. I am the second one in the class. Just I do my plan, and alhamdulillah, I still win.
So a very good day for you and a happy rider.
Thank you.
صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان، وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملا الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بإجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.
كيف ممكن توصف شعور؟ ما في كلام يوصفه. يلزمها وصف. لما تحس بشعور جديد كل اللي عليك تسمح له يقودك.
في قلب الدوحة هناك موقع ينطلق فيه عنان النظر نحو البحر. جوهرة معمارية صممت خصيصا لمن يسعون خلف التميز كل يوم وكل لحظة. جزيرة الفخامة فيها أسلوب حياة، شقق متميزة ومتنوعة بمساحاتها، من أطول ممشى تجاري مكيف في العالم إلى أطول موقف سيارات تحت الأرض، ومن ملعب الجولف إلى جمال الممشى البحري وإلى روعة الهدوء. جزيرة جيوان، فخامة، تألق.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
Doctor. I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
إمكانياتك معروفة وبعدين الطريق كان صعب وطويل.
نختلف وشديد التأثير.
طحت وايد وكل مرة ترجع توقف.
Silence the noise. Run through it. Every doubt is a reason to push forward. Every runner has their own voice. You don't need a finish line. You just need to move. But together, we move forward.
This marathon, run your own race.
The Labay app, your smart platform for managing your healthcare services at HAMAD Medical Corporation. To register, download the Labay app from the App Store. Log in using your Qatar National Authentication ID. Enable fingerprint or facial recognition for easy login. Then enable notifications to receive appointment alerts and changes. With the app, you can view upcoming medical appointments with ease, reschedule or cancel appointments with just one step, view your medical file, test results, and prescriptions, self-assess your health using artificial intelligence technology. Labay, your smart platform for better healthcare.